Hello, and welcome to Save the World podcast, where we are educating and saving the world one family at a time. So, in this podcast, we're going to talk about some misconceptions about one of the most lucrative products you can have in your financial portfolio. So, let's jump right in. So, Anithia, did you
Yes.
know that September is Life Insurance Awareness Month?
Oh, absolutely, Kendra. I'm fully aware that September is Life Insurance Awareness Month. But the bigger question is this: does our listening audience know that September is Life Insurance Awareness Month, and what does it actually mean?
Awesome. So let's go to a few questions that the audience had about what life insurance mean to them.
Okay.
So here's a few questions we asked the audience. So one of the questions was, what comes to mind when you think about life insurance? And these are some of the responses that we received, Anithia.
Okay.
So some people said they just don't want to talk about it, right? They
Wow.
just don't want to talk about life insurance.
Wow. Okay.
Others said they think that it's only for when you die, right?
Okay.
It's only for when you die so that your families can bury you.
Wow. Wow.
And others have also said it's just for paying final expenses and things like that.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Anithia, what comes to mind when you think about these responses to life insurance? Is it just a death benefit or is it something much more?
Wow, Kendra. Well, I can understand why some people would think that, hey, it's just for when you die, because traditionally, back when our grandparents had and great grandparents had life insurance, guess what? It was for when you die, right? But today, it is so much more than that. It is so much more than just for when you die, for paying final expenses. It is for the living. All right. It's for the living. So what do
What
I
you
mean?
mean by that, Anithia, is for the living?
Well, when it comes to life insurance, if you have the new upgraded version of it, you have what is called living benefits, meaning that if you have a stroke or a heart attack or you're diagnosed with cancer, and everybody who have those critical illnesses, they don't die right away, correct? So,
Correct.
so what if you had a life insurance policy that can pay out to you while you're living? Because if you have a stroke or a heart attack or you're diagnosed with cancer and you cannot work, guess what's going to continue to come in? Your bills. The mortgage,
Exactly.
right? The mortgage company, they're going to still want that payment. The
Exactly.
light bills, they're going to be sympathetic towards you. However, if you don't pay that light bill in enough time, they will cut the lights off. So you still have to live. So why not have life insurance that gives you living benefits? I know a personal story of a young lady. She was diagnosed with some type of blood cancer, and she was in the military. The military gave her not one red cent, but because she
Wow.
had the right type of life insurance, Kendra, she was able to access $385,000 from her life insurance policy. Do you think that now she can go through her chemotherapy treatments without thinking about, am I going to be foreclosed on? Am I going to lose, are my kids going to eat? No, she was able to
Exactly. Because
finish.
that's stressful enough. That's stress. That's very stressful.
Mm-hmm. So it's more than just for death benefit. It's also, guess what? Another thing that life insurance can be used for, Kendra, is tax-free retirement. Guess what, Kendra? This tax-free retirement that we're talking about here, unlike the traditional retirement plans, it doesn't have that 59 and a half rule. If you need to pull money out before then, you can do so without experiencing a penalty. Most people have no idea that life insurance can do that, that it can give them a tax-free retirement, you know?
Wow, Anita. This
So,
is this is great information that the audience need to really pay attention to.
and you know what? And even on top of that, it gets even better, Kendra. That's not it. I'm not done. It
Oh,
provides
okay.
provides mortgage protection. Can you imagine? You purchase a house and you get what is called PMI. That protects the lender. What protects you as a buyer, right? What protects
Wow.
mortgage protection? What does that mean? That means if you get a 30-year mortgage, right? let's just say your balance or your purchase price is, I don't know, let's just say $300,000, right? $300,000. You get a life insurance policy for $300,000 so that in the event if anything happens to you, then guess what? Do you want to pass on the mortgage or do you want to pass on the home to your loved ones? And if you said the home, then guess what? Getting mortgage protection to where if anything should happen to you, the mortgage is paid off. That's how you protect your assets, one of your most valuable assets, which is your home, right?
Exactly.
So that's important, for life insurance. So with September being Life Insurance Awareness Month, do you have your mortgage protected? Or are you just leaving that to chance? Then another one.
So what about leaving a legacy? How does that tie itself into this, leaving a legacy? Because I hear about that all the time.
Okay, well, the way that you leave a legacy behind is not only do you have, the living benefits, the tax-free retirement that can come along with your life insurance and the mortgage protection, to leave a legacy behind. Now you're talking about having enough protection to where if anything should happen to you, imagine leaving behind $1 million or $2 million, right? And you can do that, you can apply for the coverage, get approved for it, and that increases your net worth right there. If you get $1 million policy, you just increase your net worth by $1 million, right? So we're not talking about a $5,000 or $10,000 policy, something that's barely enough to put you, to bury you. We're talking about to leave a legacy behind. Now you have enough insurance to leave behind for the next generation. And guess what? You teach them to do the same things, just like the Rockefeller,
Yeah, because we're leaving in so many communities, we're leaving behind debt.
Mm-hmm.
So that is not building or generating wealth within your household.
That's true.
Debt.
Absolutely.
I always feel like if I taught you how to build wealth within your household, then it trickles out to your community. So now your community have wealth as well. So these are the things that we definitely need to be talking to our audience about.
Absolutely. And another one, Kendra, is college tuition. Guess what? Life insurance can be used to send your kids to college, right? With proper preparation, it prevents poor performance, right? So,
exactly.
We talk about that a lot, but preparing a child for college, the best time to start preparing that child for college is when they're first born, right? Because
what about a 529 plan? Is that what they're using now for children's college plans?
Yes, they do. People use that. You're absolutely right. People use 529 plans, which Kendra, of course, you and I as financial professionals, we could offer that to people as well. But when you have something that's a lot stronger, right, we're going to offer people the absolute best thing, for them. And guess what? That life insurance policy, they don't care if the child goes to school or not. If you want to gain access to that money, there's no limitation on it. Whereas with that 529, Kendra, as you know, there's limitations on what you can use that money for. If they're not going to school, then now you pull the money out, you're going to pay taxes on that. So how about accessing your funds from your life insurance and not having to pay one dime of taxes on it? So life insurance is so much more than
Nithya. No taxes, no state, no federal.
None of that.
No
Absolutely.
penalties.
No penalties. No penalties. Life insurance can do all of this, right? And most people just look at it as something that they should shun away from. But wealthy people, this is one of the reasons why they gravitate towards it, because they know it's going to help them on their taxes. It doesn't affect your Social Security when you pull in money from it, things of that nature. So life insurance is a really, really big deal, and then you also can use life insurance for buying a house or a car. Imagine that. Imagine that.
Just think what you said, earlier, that, it's just like our flip phones, right? From going from a flip phone to the smartphone. So this is the same as I'm thinking about what you said earlier, Now
Mm.
we are at smartphones. So now the life insurance is at a smart, like a smartphone as well. So when you're talking to me and you're telling me all these great things about the life insurance, what it can provide, you know, a lot of things the audience asked about was infinite banking,
Mm.
having your own family bank. And how does that work, Anithia? Having your own family bank, and then how do you take loans from that or take cash from that? Can you explain that?
Yep, absolutely. Just like I was alluding to, when I said that you can buy a house or a car using your life insurance, if you properly structure your life insurance product to where it's structured correctly and it's funded correctly, yes, you can become your own
Mm-mm,
bank
mm-mm.
with it. You can become your own bank when it comes to the financial, this financial tool called life insurance, right? And on the at the onset of it, when people first hear that word life insurance, they instantly think of death a lot of time. But man, imagine using your life insurance. Is the one few things in our IRS tax code that allows us to be able to use it in the manner that we're talking about right here. And most
Wow.
of the listening audience have no clue. So to become your own bank, you fund it properly, it's structured properly, and now you can come and pull money out for a house, a car, your kid's first wedding. You can pull it out to start a business, and it's all tax free if it's done correctly.
Awesome.
It's tax free. So yes, infinite banking. You can become your own bank, and use it for whatever else that you would like to use it for. So, what do you and your family have out there for the listening audience? What do you have in place?
Right.
You
Oh,
know,
and that's what they need to know. What do they have in place?
mm-hmm.
So these
So,
are some of the things that we're going to go over with our audience as we continue to move forward our podcast.
mm-hmm. And if you're unsure of what you have, just click on the link below for us to do a free evaluation of what you actually have. We will be more than happy to say, yes, you have the flip phone or you have the new updated iPhone, right? you know,
Exactly.
Also, are you paying too much? We're able to show you that as well, because as financial brokers, we can make sure that you have the right amount and the right type of protection in place to make sure that if anything happens to you, it takes care of you also while you are living. So that's huge, Kendra. I think that's huge for our listening audience to
Yeah,
know and be aware of.
very huge. And I'm just so excited that we're bringing this information to the audience. I am
Mm-hmm.
so excited. So, in closing, what life insurance is and what can we do to extend the knowledge far beyond what most people could possibly imagine, you
Mm.
know.
Yes. So remember to click the link below to visit our website and schedule a 15-minute conversation to make sure that you have the right protection plan for you and your family. And we will see you next Sunday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time as we help to save the world
World
one family at a
at
time.
a time. And remember to click the link, click the link. Awesome.